Hello everyone, I'm Extra Cheesy 87 and this is Let's Play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations Part 7? Is it 17 or is this 18? I don't actually remember. In the previous video we got to do some trial action. We got to grill old Mr. Gumshoe, but his time as a witness is over and it's time to move on. Oh my god, he's fuming, dude. I don't really remember what exactly happened because this is a new day. Like, you know, the exact immediate thing. I just know that we were getting rid of Gumshoe. I got my old witness I'd like to call, sir. It's the old man who was there in the restaurant on the day of the murder. Oh, yeah, we did that whole thing with the medication, right? Where they were like, nothing was taken, but then we're like, well, if nothing was taken, then why is this bag empty? Victor Kudo, the pigeon hater. Very well. The matter of the disappearing medication seems a little more than trivial at best. Your face is trivial. However, it wasn't explored at all in the previous trial, and that is something that bothers me. Also, the oven is still being preheated, so we cannot leave just yet. Good job, Nick. The court will adjourn for a 10-minute recess, after which we will hear the prosecution's next witness. I suppose this means I'll just have to finish you off in my last 6 cups. Court is adjourned for a recess. Recess? Sounds like Reese's. Oh boy, I could do with some Reese's Pieces right about now. Phew! That was close. Tell me about it. I nearly died in there. You're exaggerating. That's my line, sir. No, it's my line. I think I really did die a bit. Looks like we all nearly died in there. I can't believe Detective Gumshoe. How could he betray us like that? Did he? Huh? He said he'd help me. But he totally set me up. I don't think he meant to do that, Maggie. He was backed into a corner. I mean, the guy's got to do his job, right? It's okay. I know all about lies and betrayal. I've had them my whole life. But it really hurt this time. I feel like someone punched me hard in the stomach. I hate that guy. I don't ever want to see him again. Poor Gumshoe. Well, it's for the best. So the next witness is going to be that old guy from the park, right? Yeah, Mr. Kudo, lover of waitress outfits and projectile seeds. Bet he's gonna be really stubborn. I mean, he's pretty set in his ways, you know? Yeah, he's a big old grouch. Are you gonna be able to handle him, Nick? No. Yeah, I can take whatever he throws at me. Even those never-ending bird seeds. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Maggie Bird. Bird. Reminds me of chicken. Mr. Godot, your next witness, please. The quash prosecution calls the lucky old-timer who caught the show over a cup of coffee. Will the witness please take the stand? Name and occupation, if you don't mind. Name is Victor Kudo, born and bred in the land of the rising sun. Honor and duty are what make me, mind you. I can be quite emotional at times, too. We don't need to hear about that, Mr. Kudo. Just tell us the court your occupation. My occupation? Nah, listen, youngin'. You know how much How much do you think there is for kimono embroidery here? Or how much call do you think there is? Kimono embroidery? That's what I do, or did, back in Japan. I embroidered family crests on kimonos. Ancestors were embroidering kimonos before this country even existed. Now I just survive off my OnlyFans. Wow, a real craftsman. They're a dying breed. Hey, maybe you can embroider my costume sometimes. Anyway, like I said, there's not much demand for that kind of thing here. I had to take a job working the cash register at a burger joint, pretending to smile. That burger joint would have been better off putting him in the kitchen. Now then, witness, were you in the restaurant at the time of the incident? Yes, I was eating some seeds over a cup of Giavicino. Seeds? I hate seeds. What do you think these are, I see. So you saw everything that happened, Gramps. Did I? Oh, yes I did. Yes I did. I saw it all. Then please, tell the court. We're all ears. Sure. I'll tell you every last detail. He's really getting into this. The young man was reading the sports paper. Serving girl brought him a Javicino, but she put something in it. The man took one sip of it and looked like he was in a terrible pain and then collapsed. That's the serving girl. Right there, the defendant's chair. I remember her well. Mr. Kudo, she is not a serving girl. Please refer to her as a waitress. Ah, you're as bad as the rest of them. All these newfangled words. What's wrong with old-fashioned ones, Newfangled? Oh, it's like radios and glasses. It's wireless and spectacles, I tell you. Excuse me. Listen to me, everyone. Don't forget the old values. Don't let the good old ways slip away. Actually, yes, let the old ways slip away because they fucking suck. Well, I think it's time to begin the cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Kudo, that is a very grave accusation. Are you sure about what you saw? Mr. Kudo never makes mistakes. I dot every T and cross every I. I see. That's fine. Doctor said I only need spectacles for reading and driving. And walking and eating and conversing and doing my embroidery. I bet his eyes are only really fine when he's scoping out a waitress. I saw what the serving girl put in the Javicino as well. I bet I know it's coming up and something tells me I'm not gonna like it. Your Honor, we need more clarification on what was put in the victim's coffee. I'd like to ask that the witness add what he knows about this to his testimony. No! I don't wanna. I don't wanna hear it. Shut up. Sure. Did she really put that in the coffee? You doubt me, boy? She took out a small brown bottle and sprinkled it in. Oh, God. Oh, no. Couldn't she have been adding sugar? Sugar! In a small brown bottle like that. Like that? Witness, could you please describe the bottle in more concrete terms? Ha! A bottle like this, perhaps? Oh, there it is. That's the one. That's the bottle of potassium cyanide, I presume. So what did the accused put into the coffee? Think it's clear, don't you? Don't worry, we have to get all the information out there, even if it looks bad for us. He took just one sip? You youngins, waste everything. Those Javicinos cost $8! In the good old days, we would drink every last drop, beat in the cup, and then died. Congratulations, you have earned the title of battiest man to grace a courtroom. The BMTGAC for short. So was it immediate death? Well, with potassium cyanide, I suppose that is possible. Actually... Oh yeah, he slumped over without so much as a twitch. Got the Javicino I just drank turned sour in my stomach. Oh yes, I know that feeling. So do I present the autopsy here, maybe? Because, I mean, doesn't it... There's like a big gap, right? In, like, kill time? Which is, like, the main thing that kind of stands out to me as suspicious. And the waitress, I presume she is... So we'll go ahead and press and go all the way through. You said I remember her well in reference to the waitress. Did she have any particular features that you can identify her by? Particular features? Great, that's what it is. Sorry? You can see all the way up to her, you know. She's practically naked in that uniform. So the particular feature you recognize with the waitress is her outfit? Anyone could wear such an outfit, even me! Hell yeah, Phoenix. Mr. Wright, please spare the court any further mental anguish for that image. You know what? Fuck off, okay? Live your life, Phoenix. Don't get all excited, Nick. You gotta keep yourself together. Guess I got a bit carried away. There are other things I recognize about her, too. He seems pretty sure of himself. What should I do? I mean, you may as well. Sure, you saw a waitress take the coffee over to the victim. But what matters is whether the waitress is Maggie Bird or not. But I mean, does anybody else work there? Quite right. Mr. Kudo, these other features that you recognize about the defendant. I would ask you to add them to your testimony. Sure, sure. A ribbon in her hair and the apron straps were loose. She do be having a ribbon? You do seem to remember several details about her appearance, but what about the most crucial detail of all, her face? Ha! As if I would remember that. The witness noticed the straps of the accused apron. He's unlikely to make a mistake about her face. That's right, I can even tell you the color of the ribbon in her hair. It was red! Now, is it red? Because, I mean, that's orange to me. But I don't know if that's like a contradiction. So you see, there's nothing wrong with the witness's eyesight. There's no doubt he remembers the waitress pretty well. What should I do? I get the feeling there's something more. Yeah, ask about the straps. Mr. Kudo, you seem especially interested in straps. Why is that? What? The ribbon in her hair, the straps on her apron. What's the fascination? Fascination? Objection! People have all kinds of fetishes, right? We don't need to embarrass the witness. In fact, I'll tell you a few of my own just to make the room feel less awkward for the old man. Please don't do that. Listen, you young starts, you haven't got some sick strap fetish. Is there any relevance to the witness's unusual love for straps? I don't know, I was just curious. Why he was so fixated on the waitress's straps? I haven't said I got a strap fetish, I haven't said I repeat myself. Very well. Continue with your testimony, Mr. Kudo. And make it strapless. Do you think old Seedy really saw Maggie do it? Well, he probably had his eye on the waitress the whole time. That's why he was there. But he was there for the cute outfits, right? Not the waitress. I guess. She makes a good point, though. Oh yeah, there was that, I forgot, that black-haired girl we saw. I guess she could have potentially been the one in the waitress uniform. Hey, did I just say something clever? I wonder if the waitress Mr. Kudo saw really was Maggie. That's what we have to figure out, Nick. So even though, to me, it feels like the part where he said he died instantly is a little suspicious. I don't think that's what they're looking for here, since they are really stressing this idea that it could have been another lady, not Maggie. But we didn't press this one, so we'll go back and do it. I mean, usually the first lines are just jokes anyway, but like 99% of the time, I think. You saw the victim then? You saw Mr. Glenegg? I wanted to know if Gutscene Brawl retained his championship or not. So he was looking at the sports paper the victim was reading, huh? And at the location in question. There are partitions between tables on the same side of the restaurant, right? Sort of there are. If you say that you could see the victim, that means you were sitting at a table on the other side of the restaurant, correct? I go to that place to drink Cappuccino. I don't go to sit. I don't remember which table I was sitting at. You mean you go there to the waitress? What was our other option? I can't remember. The identifying features you described are all things that would be seen from the back. So, I like backs. I cannot deny. Is it possible that you never saw the waitress from the front at all? He's got you there, Gramps. People normally talk about facial features when they're asked to describe someone. I mean, they could just be face blind like I am. I couldn't describe a person's face to save my life. But this witness testimony is nothing but straps and ribbons. This is harassment. I tell you I'm not obsessed with straps nor ribbons. I'm just telling you what I saw, which are straps and ribbons. Mr. Kudo, the court requests that you add details about any identifying features. Features you observe from the front, that is, to your testimony. Sure, sure. This old man's testimony is getting longer and longer. If I can't find a hole in it sooner, it'll get even longer, I bet. So, I mean, do you have any? Glasses! Glasses. She wears glasses, dude. You didn't find anything to be distinct, but did you clearly see the witness's face? Yes? No question about it. I ain't going this far to back down. Victor Kudo never backs down. That's not the answer I was looking for, but okay. This has turned into a matter of pride for old CD now, I guess. I wonder if he really did see Maggie's face or not. I thought, we need concrete proof of this. Proof that the old guy didn't see the waitress clearly from the front. I don't know, I feel like it's something to do with she wears glasses. Wasn't anything that caught my interest about her when I saw her from the front. But I mean, even if that is what it is, which I'm not really sure. The ketchup stain. I can't remember. Did we say when that happened? Because she may have... Did she have the ketchup stain already? I could see that being it. I'm just not really familiar on the timeline because it's been a day and I'm a little fuzzy. I can't remember if they said that the stain got there when she collapsed or if she already had it. But I think this is probably what they want. It's the only thing that really makes any sense to me. So let's try that. That's a pretty good one. Mr. Kudo, I would like you to please take a look at this. That filthy thing with suit feels just like you perfectly. Actually, it reminds me of what my grandson looks like just after he's been eaten. Have you ever seen this before? Of course I haven't. You think I'd forget something as dirty as that, hmm? Well, you have what a clot. Maya's finger gets dangerously close to the play button. What is it? Ever since I said you have what a clot, there's been an eerie silence in here. Mr. Kudo, this apron. Is the apron worn by the defendant on the day of the poisoning? And as you just said yourself, you wouldn't forget something like this. Which means if you had really seen this apron before? Yes, you know what I'm getting at. You couldn't have possibly seen the waitress from the front! Oops. The track didn't really have the oomph, if I'm being honest, the build-up I was expecting. You can't just oops your way out of this! Well. Looks like we finally have a genuine trial on our hands. Listen, Wright, here are the facts. On the day of the incident, there was only one waitress in the restaurant. I almost said restaurant. There was only one waitress in the restaurant, Your Honor. That being the defendant, Miss Maggie Bird. Exactly. And when that one waitress put the poison into the coffee cup, or the waffy wup, if you will, this old guy was watching. I hope you understand the gravity of the situation, Mr. Kudo. The fate of the defendant may rest on what you say, and what you remember seeing. Just tell the court exactly what you saw, Gramps. You can rely on me, Captain. My noggin's in perfect working order. What am I doing here again? I can't remember a single occasion where I forgot what burger a customer wanted. You can't remember. Probably more like he messed up so many times he's blocking it out. Very well. Let's test just how good your memory and attention to detail is, Mr. Kudo. Tell us what you remember about the victim. He was one of those pesky young types wearing a broken pair of spectacles. Yeah, I mean, I guess that makes sense. He had a newspaper in his right hand, and the noisy brat kept rustling his pages. The young man was listening to the wireless, I remember that well. And the servant girl in question brought over the Javicino. The little fidget picked up the cup with his free hand and took a sip. The testimony we've just heard was to test how credible the witness's memory is. It seems to me that he remembers the victim in great deal of detail. Oh yeah, I hate those you-know-what types who are so vague about everything. How are we gonna handle this, Nick? We only need to do one thing. The exact same thing we've done literally 100 times in the past, Maya. We just need to prove that the old man's memory is shot. Just trip him up, you mean? Isn't that kind of cruel? Death to the elderly. I suppose, but it's what I do best. The future is now, old man. Spectacles? Dark glasses to you, but one of the lenses was green, but the other one was broken. I mean, he didn't really have another one, did he? Newfangled rubbish, that's why I remember him so well. He did have some kind of lens over his left eye, but I wouldn't have called it a pair of glasses. He seems to have been wearing some rather modern-looking shades. Perhaps I should take to wearing some and rival Mr. Godot's sharp appearance. We better come up with something sharp and quick. Guess I'll wait and see if I can challenge him at the spectacles. That newspaper was a sports paper, was it? The young hooligan? Nearly asked him, can't you even read without fidgeting? How was I supposed to be able to read the back page with all that wrestling going on? Need to find out whether Gutson Brown retained his championship title. It was his paper, not yours. If you want to know so bad, why don't you buy your own? What are you looking at me for? How dare you look at me like that, Joe? I didn't really read the last sentence. Gutson Braun got beaten up yesterday, by the way. Anyway, but he had guts and brawn. The young man was listening to the wireless. I remember that well. The wireless? The decadent young rascal. In my day, it was one or the other. Read the paper or listen to the wireless. Oh boy. Using an earpiece. It's selfish, that's what it is. I was straining my ears, but I couldn't get any of it. Was he that desperate to listen to the radio? What are you looking at me like that for? How do you feel sorry for me? Ow, ow! You mean the waitress who you only saw from behind, right? You're one of those, are you? You never let anything go, isn't that right? You're just like people talking about, Japanese war crimes. Get over it, losers. We're not apologizing. Oh, God. Maybe. Doesn't matter if I saw it from the front or from behind. My eyes don't lie. Ow, ow! Better not push it until I got some hard evidence. His free hand? Yeah. Which hand was that? Weren't you listening before? Cloth ears? I said he was wrestling the paper with his right hand, didn't I? I don't know. I mean, holding the paper with the right hand. I don't think we have anything that... Boy. Doodles and victim's handwriting. I'm thinking. So, I mean, if he was writing... I mean, is the concept he wouldn't have had a free hand because he was doodling? If his free hand wasn't his right hand, which hand was it, you moron? Ow! I mean, theoretically, you could do handwriting analysis, and I think you can tell if someone's right or left-handed, but perhaps the great Mr. Trite has 3 hands. Yeesh, I was only asking. No need to gang up on me and treat me like a freak. The whole point of this cross-examination is to establish just one thing. This old guy's memory has more holes than a slice of Swiss. Guess we just need to find a contradiction in his testimony somewhere, huh? Anything will do, even the smallest detail. We just need one mistake in these hours. I just want to make sure there's not, like, new stuff. Because, I mean, they kind of seem like they teased the idea of there being some extra stuff later. Little Fidget picked up the cup with his free hand and took a sip. Can't you even read without fidgeting? How is it supposed to read the back page of the wrestling going on? I needed to find out. Like, I don't know if the contradiction is supposed to be that it was his left hand, or if it's that he didn't have a free hand because he was doodling. Or is it that he was, like, facing the wrong direction? Because, like, I mean, if he was in the seat not directly across from him, I mean, my mouse cursor isn't showing up, but if he was in the seat that is, you know, next to the kitchen, but, like, on the other side, he wouldn't have potentially seen the other person. Like, it would be obstructed, potentially, depending on what seat he was in, and then also his, like, you know, it would be swapped, because he'd be looking at it in the other direction. Because I think they're trying to say that he's, you know, sitting directly across, but I think he's actually sitting on the opposite side, but on the far back, which would obstruct the potential mystery man. I don't really see, that doesn't really seem to me like that shows that he took the sip with his left or his right hand. You can see the tickets are near where his left hand would be. But I don't really, I can't tell if the thing next to his right hand is supposed to be the newspaper. Like, I don't know which one of these is supposed to be the newspaper. I'm gonna try the doodle first. And then, I mean, this doesn't specify left or right-handed prints or anything. I'm gonna try the doodle. No. Your Honor, that statement contradicts the evidence. I mean, this doesn't really specify. I can't think of what else fits. I mean, I would assume it's not just the teacup. That doesn't make any sense. It is? I feel like that's the one that has the weakest connection of the three. Mr. Kudo, do you remember what you were told at the start of this testimony? This way of testifying this was the way of testing the credibility of your memory. I know, there's nothing wrong with my memory, I tell you. Nothing. If I got anything wrong, I'll eat these seeds and sing the pigeon song. Care to tell us where this is going, Wright? According to Mr. Kudo, the victim was holding the paper in his right hand, while drinking coffee with his free hand, which would make that his left. What is this? Kindergarten? Would the court please take a look at this? Oh, okay. I see it now. If he was holding it with his left hand, the coffee stand would be on the other side. That's actually, it's a little much, but that's fairly good. Never mind. I changed my mind. That's a pretty good question. I kind of didn't even notice the coffee stain there. Or like the little, you know, lip. I'd kind of forgotten about that being mentioned earlier in the trial. That's the cup the victim used, correct? Yes, and on the rim, you'll notice the mark left by the victim's lips. Yes, there's a stain left by the coffee. If you considered where that stain is, you'll clearly see that the victim was holding the cup in his right hand. But how? Well, Mr. Kudo, the court is waiting for your epic performance. You said you'd eat those seeds and sing the pigeon song. Ah! Mr. Kudo, I'm afraid this is simply not acceptable. Pigeon song, go! I'm a little pigeon, short and stout. Wow, I didn't even get a chance to read the dialogue. I just freaking skipped it, dude. Wait! You can't auto-advance dialogue, man. I gotta make at least a couple jokes. If you think I'm gonna stand here and listen to you tell me I'm mad, you're wrong. I don't care about that dirty coffee cup. I know what I saw. You still insist on your testimony? Hey, young Brack was holding the cup in his left hand. Oh yeah, no question. I'm a good law-abiding citizen, so it is probably that it's reversed, right? Because from his position, it would have looked like his left hand, I guess, or it would have been like on his left from the old man's perspective where he was sitting. No question, I'm a good law-abiding citizen, I am. That dead young hot-button you and your spiky-haired yahoo are at fault. Who, me? Thank you, old man. We've heard quite enough from you already. Don't call me old man, old man. Been around for 68 years I have. You can't ignore me. How is the judge? Listen to what I'm gonna say! I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, but sure, when I hear a little more. Mr. Godot. This is my 16th cup of coffee. So this is your final stand. Thank you, Captain. You can rely on Victor. Boy's wearing the earpiece on the same side as the green lens of his specs. Okay, that's correct. Kept fiddling with it all the time. He was fiddling with it just where he picked up the cup, too. And then he used the same hand to pick up the cup, his left hand. We know that the victim was wearing an unusual monocle over his left eye. It wasn't a monocle, Your Honor. It was a small computer monitor often used by programmers. A monitor? You mean like a television screen? The inside of the lens is a screen that displays computer data. It's called an HMD. It's a common tool in the victim's line of work. HD, TV, DVD, CD, all these newfangled letters drive me mad, but they don't matter. I know what I saw and I'm telling the truth. True, he doesn't seem to be lying. Those are the facts. It's good old black and white. We only have 3 lines, right? No, we got 4. And I guess we'll just start at the top. So the victim was wearing an HMD. HD, TV, CD, DVD, what does it matter? STD, HPV, all these made up letters. It was none of them actually, but anyway. And you're sure that he was wearing the earpiece on the same side? No question, I could only see the side of his head from where I was sitting. Yeah, that's pretty obvious if you look at the floor plans. On the opposite table, you only have a view of the side of the victim's head. It seems you left an eye on Mr. Glenegg. He was getting on my nerves. Busting that newspaper and fiddling with his earpiece all the time. Then he went and made that fuss dying from one sip of Javachino. I mean, shit, I know it tastes bad, but it's not that damn bad. I wanted to say to him, calm down with you, young brat. Just looking at him made me suddenly speed up my seed eating. I could have choked. But I take it the victim was a walking ball of nervous energy. The earpiece you mentioned, which hand did the victim touch it with? You're one of those people, aren't you? You're the type that uses your left hand to get things out of your right pocket. Fasten your left cuff with your right hand. How are you supposed to fasten your left cuff with your left hand? And when the tour guide says on your right side, you'll see the famous blah blah. You're the only one who deliberately looks left. Well, aren't you? No, I didn't mean... Obviously, he used the hand on the same side of his body that the earpiece was on. Well, he had the HMD on his left side, and it was his left hand, I guess. But, I mean, we already had the coffee cup to show that he didn't use his left hand. You seem very sure of yourself, Mr. Kudo. That's because I know what I saw no matter what tricks you try and play on me. It looks like you really did see the guy picking up the cup with his left hand. This is a dead end. Well, Nick, what do you think? So, I mean, I feel like it's definitely that he was not sitting directly across. He was on the other side, further away, looking at him from the opposite direction, but I don't know how to prove that. Well, Nick, what do you think? I think this guy's telling the truth. But even so, something's not quite right. And chuck evidence at him until he breaks. But if he's not lying, there wouldn't be any contradictions in his testimony, right? It was like, I don't really... I feel like it's this, but I don't really know where to present it. Because this would be the angle that he saw the dude from. But he's still saying that he saw this on his left side. Wait, left eardrum was ruptured? So we know he was wearing this on his left side. I don't remember the left eardrum being ruptured. I don't remember that being mentioned at all. I do also like how he has his age listed as 28, yet Mia is just deceased. I mean, he's dead too, dude. Seem very sure of herself, Mr. Kudo. Like, I can't tell if that's telling me not to present something. He used the hand on the same side of his body that the earpiece was on. So he was using... He ate his HMD on the left side. It was his left hand, I guess. And then he's saying that he also used his left hand to pick up the cup. But I mean, I don't just present the cup again, do I? So the victim was wearing an HMD. You're sure he was wearing the earpiece on the same side? No question, if I could only see that side of his head from where I was sitting. From the opposite table, he'd only have a view of the side of the victim's head. So, it says his left eardrum was ruptured. Does that mean that it was ruptured before he died? Therefore, he couldn't have had the earpiece there? I just don't remember the whole left eardrum being ruptured thing. I feel like that hasn't been mentioned at all, but I guess I just missed it. So which one of these... Okay, he was wearing the earpiece on the same side. I'm just gonna fucking shoot. I'm not sure what the relevance of this is, but... Mr. Kudo, there is something very strange about your observations of the victim. I mean, I feel like that one is good, but I just don't feel like the eardrum being ruptured was mentioned at all. Like, I mean, I would have completely missed that if I just hadn't happened to want to see the dude's picture. I mean, it had to have been mentioned. I guess it just wasn't... I don't know. I guess I just completely missed that. What? You say he was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the HMD. No question, you can lock me up if I'm wrong. His left ear now, without a doubt. I can only see that side of his head from where I was sitting. I don't think so. What did you say? You're no doubt unaware of this fact, Mr. Kudo. The victim couldn't hear with his left ear. His eardrum was ruptured. Hey! Traces of medication for... Oh, okay. Yeah, I do remember them mentioning the medication was for his ear canal. Okay. I guess I just forgotten about that. That was yesterday. This is one of those times where a flashback would be helpful. The game will give you a flashback for something you saw like 7 seconds ago. But, not now. That's right, it's impossible. The victim was wearing his earpiece in his left ear. Because he couldn't even hear in that ear. Not true, Captain. It is. Pigeon! Pretty pigeon. By God, that's the pigeon's music. Order, order, order! When his testimony is completely unreliable. He only saw the waitress from behind. And he claims the victim was wearing an earpiece when we know his eardrum was ruptured. Well, Mr. Godzot, a single drop of milk is all it takes to destroy the pure black magic in the cup. That is not true. This old man is my drop of milk. How romantic. Captain, you calling me a drip? This is the victim's coffee cup in which the potassium cyanide was found. The mark on the rim clearly shows the victim picked it up with his right hand. I'll never back down. I know I'm right. Actually, I'm right. The lad drank his cappuccino with his left hand. Let me put you out of your misery. Clearly, the victim used both hands. He took a sip of the cup held in his right hand and switched it to his left. That's what the old man saw. Impossible. The witness had already testified on numerous occasions that the victim died immediately after taking just one sip of the coffee. Which hand the victim used to pick up his coffee is irrelevant, Your Honor. The facts still stand. With one hand and the other, Mr. Elg drank the poisoned coffee. Like this! It was a teacup, Mr. What's your name? He would have daintily taken a sip like a refined gentleman in a French restaurant. Sadly, Mr. Godot, that doesn't wash. The point of this testimony is to establish whether the witness's memory is credible. And the results are clear. Plus, there's all that coffee on the table. That's how you know he didn't drink that shit. And the results are clear. The testimony given us by this witness is useless. This one doesn't count since I didn't actually drink it. This is only my 16th and a half cup. I get to have another one. I believe it's time to conclude today's proceedings. I am satisfied that the witness is not deceiving the court. But to be frank, his testimony is a farce. You got to be so frank? Take that, you pompous old fogey. I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo. You can't reach me from there. I am ordering the defense and the prosecution to investigate this case further. That is all for now. This court is adjourned. Wait! Stop now. Where does that leave me? Leave you, Mr. Kudo? Thanks to that blue-suited young upstart over there. I'm just a bumbling old man who can't even dot his I's across his own knees. Cross his own E's. Also, it was dot his T's or cross his... Oh, he did say it wrong. Okay. I was like, did I mess up? No, the game just... I mean, the game didn't mess up. It's like, that's the joke. But I thought he was saying it correctly. They didn't really read it. Just kind of like glance at the text, and then you just kind of have to sometimes make up what you think it says and hope it's actually what is written in order to have a good conversational flow. How is your bad memory my fault? Sorry, Mr. Kudo, but there's nothing I can do. I kept my mouth shut until now. There's something else this court should know. We'll learn what else we should know next time. I'm Extra Cheesy 87. Stay tuned for the next part. And bye, guys.